Okay. Now looking at the chart, looking at the market, this is our trading plan for this market. You have seen our entry level, our take profit level, our stop loss level. This is the plan. Now, how do we risk just 1% on this trade? That is what we'll be looking at in a very short while. Okay, we're looking at how do we risk just 1% on this particular trade. Okay, very easy. Now, this is, you can see this red mark here at this price. This red you are seeing is because of this particular tool that we use. It will highlight your stop loss level, while this arches color, that's your entry level, and this green color is your what? Your take profit level. Okay, now, having done this, now we're going to go into my FS book to calculate how to risk just 1% on this trade. Okay, we are now in myfsbook.com. Okay, you can just look at the URL, myfsbook.com/forex calculator/position size. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do is to select the currency pair that we are trading. In this case, we are trading Euro JPY. Okay, there are a lot of pairs. You select the one that you are trading or that you want to trade at that particular time. That is this first column. Then the next one is account currency. Is it USD? Is it Euro? Is it GBP? What is the currency of your account? In this case, we are using USD because it's a USD account. Now, what's your account size? You put your account size. In this case, we're using $1,000 account. Okay. Now, the next thing is your risk ratio. How many percent of your account do you want to risk on this particular trade? We are risking 1%. Remember, we're talking about the 1% rules. Okay, so that is 1% of our account. Now, this stop loss pips. Now, let me go back to TradingView and explain what this stop loss pips means. Okay. Now, if you look at, this is our stop loss level. This is our stop loss price. Okay. Now we are getting this red icon here, this red area here because of this tool. Okay. Now, if you put your mouse on this downside, if you look under, you are seeing 72.8. 72.8. That is our stop loss pips, 72.8. If you increase this, it increases. If you decrease this, it decreases. Okay, now let's say 71.4 is our stop loss pips. 71.4. Now let's go back to my FX. Now, okay, 71.4. So that's our stop loss pips. Then trader side lot is a standard lot. Okay. Now, then you click on calculate. Now, when you click on calculate, if you come under, you see we are risking just $10 because that is 1% of $1,000. And if we are to risk just $10 from our account, which is 1% of $1,000, then we must use 0.02 lot size. We must use 0.02 lot size. Okay, let me explain this further. Now, this is very, 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 very important. Very important. Now, the first thing we must do is that our stop loss should not be more than or lesser than this level, because we have already calculated and we find out that if our stop loss is here, if we're using this 71.4, stop loss pips, we are to use 0.02 as our lot size for us to risk just 1% of our account. Now, if you increase this down, and maybe during the trade entry in your MT4 or MT5, if you put your stop loss at this level, you risk more than the 1% because you have breached one of the rules. Your stop loss must be at that particular 71.4 where you use in your calculation. It must be at that level. If you take it lesser than, you risk more. If you take it down, you risk more. If you take it up, you risk less. But just let it stay where it is when you are making your plans. Always stick to your plans. Another thing we must watch out for, our entry should be around the same level the price is when we trigger the trade. If this is where to be our entry, this is 159.844. Now, if you wait for the market to get to this level before you enter the market, definitely you may risk more or less. Let's say you wait for the market to get to this 160.124 before you enter into the market. Note that you are not going to risk $10. You might risk more or lesser because the market has moved from the particular level where it was when you do your calculation. Now, this is where you can do a slight adjustment, okay, to fit in. But the most important thing is that you risk within that 1%. Let's say you can risk $9, $11, $10, $12, but it will be within that 1%. But if you stick to the exact price level and the stop loss level, you risk exactly $10, which is 1% of $1,000. Okay, but sometimes the market might move or some little things might happen and maybe a little delay, stuff like that. But you still will not risk more than, at least instead of $10, you might risk $9 or $11 or $12, which is still very, very fair because you are still around the 1%. Okay, all right. This is how you trade risking 1% of your account. Okay, now we'll take another example in the next lecture. Thank you very much.